Все. Вперед. Труба завоет. А дверь прикрыть. Ух. Блин, как плохо, что в наушниках ничего не слышно. Вот так. Ну. Психи, ебу. Психи. Так. Оденуешь. Как? О, как он. Джеспар, ты что там, валуны таскаешь? Образ заточения. Нет. Это... Ага. Красиво полетел фаербол. Так. Ням-ням. Ням-ням. Кекс. Нормально так. Пошли, пошли. Кондуктор, как о поезда. Да. Что-то как-то он не на рельсах стоит. Что, нельзя было культурно поставить? А вот тут уже рельсы. Как надо. Метро 2033. На движке Скайрима.
Bullseye. Seems like the water spared the train. It's beautiful in a way, don't you think? I bet every Arcanist would give his left hand just to get a look at it. And we're about to use it. Only thing left to do now is find out how. Seems to me that we first have to open this gate and reactivate the mechanism that powers this place. I'll take a look around. Try and find something that lets us open the gate.
Я знаю, где эти ворота открываются. Пошли. О, хилки.
This is crazy. Just crazy.
Как же я их не увидел в начале. Ведь не первый раз уже так. Ладно, побежали. В прошлый раз у меня случился серьезнейший баг. Я даже выстрелить из лука не мог. Ладно, хоть сейчас вроде бы, как сказать, все нормально. Свет включился. Сейчас опять нежить попрет. Так, готовимся. Я еще после Dark Souls не отошел. это ничего. Так. Огненный шар. Ага, вон он. Не получилось, да? Хопа. Я на поезде. Все, поехали.
Go on inside and take a seat, okay? I'll see if I can get the train running somehow. It can't be too hard.
Круто. Это весь поезд. А где дирижабль? Ну да.
Ta-da! Yes, I'm amazing. I know that. If being a merc doesn't work out in the long run, maybe I'll ask the Order to hire me as an expert on Pyrean railways. But no guarantee this thing won't drive us right into the next abyss. Anyway, I guess even with this thing, it should be a while till we arrive. Let's make ourselves comfortable. Sorry for the drama back there at the house. I guess I just didn't know what to make of the situation. No idea. And please, save the subtle accusations, okay? If I reacted somewhat inappropriately, I'm sorry. But hey, I'm not the one whose corpse is lying around in some old ruin. Sorry about that. I'm a little on edge right now. No offense intended. If the High Ones were planning to confuse us, they definitely succeeded. We really should tell the Grand Master about this, and about what happened to Constantine. Still, we can't allow this to get inside our heads too much. What matters right now is the mission. And at least it stays exciting. Two daring adventurers who have gotten themselves into something they don't even remotely understand are plundering ancient ruins in search of treasure. Don't laugh, but this reminds me a little of my past, of my childhood. Not the part including mysterious corpses and crazed mages, of course. My sister and I, when we were young, we always used to go exploring caves near our manor. Father always gave us a good scolding when he got wind of it. But of course, that didn't keep us from doing it again. Right. Because I never told you. Adila and I are not exactly close these days anyway. Probably because we lost our bond somehow, after our father died. Yes, he did. Together with my siblings. Actually, Adila and I are the only surviving Delverics. All the others were murdered. Well, now you know why. In a sad way, a part of me is actually glad everything happened the way it did back then. It made me into a man, and it showed me what kind of characteristics have a tendency to drastically shorten one's life. Stubbornness. My father was a judge in the tribunal, you know. He was a hard man, who at least, after our mother died while giving birth to Adila, lived for only one thing: his principles. Justice knows no compromise. That was his great creed. No matter who stood before him in court, my father treated them all the same. Damien Delveric, the epitome of justice.
Похоже, у него был радикальный взгляд на вещи.
It does to most people. One day, the son of a highly regarded Archer Sublime stood before the 12 judges of the court. Valenzio Duran. He had murdered 2 whores, made them happy, as he called it, and it was obvious that he didn't feel so much as a hint of remorse. You know those kind of people. The ones who think that money and power entitle them to anything they want. Of course you can. 11 of the 12 judges voted for a verdict of not guilty, because they knew Valenzio's father was influential within the Relata. Only my father, of course, remained unshaken. 1 week later, our manor was robbed by 4 masked men who killed everyone. Servants, guards, my 2 younger brothers, all of them. Officially, they were bandits, who just happened to be running around with blades made of shadow steel. My sister and I only survived because we had snuck out for one of our expeditions. Ironic, isn't it? Of course, it was the only logical consequence of my father's actions. And what good did it do in the end? None. As we speak, Valenzio's enjoying himself at some brothel, with 2 whores and a bowl of grapes. But you see, there's no point in being angry about this. And do you know why? Because this is just how the world works. There's no divine justice, no system through which it's decided who lives and who dies. There are decisions and there are consequences. That's it. This is also why there's absolutely no point in fighting for ideals, the greater good, or whatever else you want to call it. First of all, because no one will thank you for it, and second, because people are stupid. That's the one universal rule that there is to this world. No matter how much you try to accomplish something, in the end, stupid people will destroy all you've achieved with no more than a snap of their fingers. Fight for the moment, and the moment only. Because unlike everything else, you can be certain of its truth. Absolutely. If he had wanted to see this snob die so badly, there would have been other ways. Poison, an accident, a hired killer, just a hint of common sense. That's all he would have needed. But, of course, none of that would have conformed with his sacred principles. Adila and I were still young when all this happened. A friendly family took us in, and my sister joined the Order of the Apothecary in the Frostcliff Mountains. But since then, we haven't been able to speak to one another. She raised a wall of ice around herself, so to speak, and fled into old family books and memories. But, anyway, enough about me. You're an orphan too, aren't you? How come? You never told me about that. You told me that the Creator's temple in Ostian had something to do with it, but what exactly happened?
Oh, какой длинный история.
I see. I've had my share of those kinds too. In the one I had, I was always walking down an alley in Arx Harbor. There were figures dressed in rags and veils, cowering next to the walls. And even though I didn't want to, I had to pass by them. And when I did, they started to weep, and all at once tried to drag me over to them. I screamed and I fought. And eventually I came to realize that they all had my father's face. And then their skin would start melting from their skull like hot wax. Not a very nice image, as you can imagine. One day the dreams just stopped, though. I don't know why. But anyway, enough of this glue. talk for now. We should get some rest. We've still got a long ride ahead of us. I say this often, but I like working with you. You're okay. You really are. Good night.
Пока яблоки не съешь.
Rise and shine, fair lady. We have arrived. How'd you sleep?
Чё?
Well, for what it's worth, neither can I. Come on, let's take a look outside.
Немного устали, говорит. По-быстрому так поспали. Ну, нормально. Только жрать охота порой. Так, вот так. Ни хрена себе, бля. Сколько можно жрать, а? Это пиздец какой-то. Все, пожрал. Беги, беги, беги. Сейчас начнется, чувствую. Сейчас такое будет. Полный писец.
Seems someone has prepared a welcome for us. What? Haven't had enough yet? As you wish.
Подивдосы костлявые. Ну нахуй. О, тут еще один паровоз. Без вагонов. Весело. Тут и искать ничего. Тут ничего больше нет. Да. Странно. Ну на этом мы прибыли. А это еще не уехало. Интересно, чем вот кристаллами топят. Ну и паровоз. Хотя бы на паровоз похож. Не как в Нериме. На какую-то печку. Ха-ха. Бля. Вот бы еще анимацию показали. Остров полмесяц, да? Угу. Ой-ой-ой. Вот так. Как-то. Телефон. Чат он не отображает. Здорово. Видео грузится. Почему? Интересно. Странно. ОБС вроде нормально показывается. Ага. Непонятно. Ладно, сейчас разберемся. Птичка. Где глаза? Ну так это стандартный баг. Я знаю, как исправить. Здесь поможет. Оп. Помогло. Отхерачить можно. Бедная пантера была когда-то в красной книге Эндерала, но потом пришли мы Пантера теперь не в красной книге. Я прошел сквозь Пантеру. Можно на лютне поиграть. Интересно, как на этот Джеспер отреагирует. Так, берем щит. Песен зиму, пускай будет. Так. Фиг с ним. Где моя прекрасная Люда? Джесперу, походу, пофиг. Это вся игра. Ну вот. Зато у меня игра из-за этого вылетает.
У тебя таблеток от аллергии не осталось?
Нет, не помню. Может, вряд ли. Так, сейчас перезапустим игру. Да. Балуйся всем модами, балуйся. Понял. Что за херня? Так. Херня, как это получился?
Ну вот представьте себе, наложил, блин, какой-нибудь там Dark Moon на него или да любое зачарование.
Все в порядке. Интересно. Все. Разобрался. вообще. Очень полезно. Блять, я в этот раз ночью сюда пришел, да? Ё-моё. Так, побежали. Объезжаем. Почти. Чувствую еще одна жертва и писец. Новый левел. Что ты встал? Показывай, куда идти. Так, призы пошли.
Well, I'll be damned. This is Half Moon Island. I can't believe it. And I guess that camp over there belongs to Terranor Korek. I suggest we split up. That way we'll still have a chance if they catch one of us. Here, this is your plate. I'll try going in from the east. You should go in from the west. And don't get caught or try to play the hero, all right? Considering that we're up against an entire army, that's a bad idea, even for someone with your abilities. Anywhere inside the camp. But of course, an officer's tent, or maybe even Koreks, would be ideal. We'll meet again here by sunrise. Hey, not bad. Shit.
Так, отражение щитов. Навык ношения тяжелой брони. Магия так-то вкачана. так вот. 3 очка. Это подножное оружие. Мастер хрен вкачаешь элементализм. Зато броня тяжелая. Нормально. Зачарование скоро можно будет уже использовать. А что же он там сказал-то? Ловить светлячков, сажать банки.
And if they refuse, then it means war. The gods have befouled the world with their...
Что это все-то? Деталь. О, круто. Ну, так, конечно. Хорошо. Лук охуевший. А, все ясно, это же моё.
Long enough. You know, that would mean the deaths of thousands.
Так, хватаем это.
Innocents. No idolizer is ever innocent. Religions are ideologies, and an ideology is a decision. Subjects who don't rebel against their tyrants are at least as guilty as the tyrants themselves. But let's see what's going to happen.
Ясно. Ничего лучше качаной магии.
Oh, maybe that old Paranthea.
Мага, естественно, тоже. Маг фри, бля. Жареный маг. Мастер, ну, конечно. Еще это кольцо бы одеть. Ну да. Кайф. Хорошо. Так шмонать почти нечего. Такой. Опять жратва какая-то. Хотели сделать это нелинейно. Ну ладно, пошли дальше. Так сказать, моды тут вообще ничего не портят. Тот, кто совсем не любит моды, идиот, я чувствую полный. Первый раз пройдешь без модов и ладно. Второй раз уже нет. Без модов уже лезть сюда нечего. Однообразие убивает. Так. Ку-ку.
Look at that. The urchin child who just won't stop struggling.
Ага, хватит обзываться.
How you refuse to give up. How you keep on fighting, even though deep down you know your struggle is futile. But still, you have come a long way. You have ignited the sigil stone, and you have found the beacon. And this, urchin child, this amuses us. Because nothing is more entertaining than a harvest which fights back. It makes things so much more exciting.
Охренеть.
So here's our promise.
Созданий.
Ask us whatever is on your mind, and we swear to answer truthfully. Or you can leave. It's up to you.
Ну, давайте.
That's up to you to decide. Come on, urchin. Ask or leave. In the end, you and your people will burn anyway. But sometimes, even the hope for deliverance alone has its merits.
They want to destroy the beacon. Amusing, isn't it? They are doing our work for us.
Yes, but they are naive. They believe that the cleansing is a good thing, and that we, the High Ones, have come to raise humanity to a higher stage.
Конечно.
Evolution. That is what they call it. Just as the lizard became a dragon, and the bird became a man. Their leader, Taranar Korak, thinks he is one of the emissaries, just like you.
Психоделика.
Are you so blind? We are the envoys of determination, the constant of being before which time itself bows down. The dream of one long dead which is about to become reality, and that will lead you to your doom.
Да. А что такое?
It's just what you think it is. A weapon that allows you to bring an end to all this. Fear,
Почему вы не
hate,
верите?
joy. You assume we are thinking in human terms, prophetess. Yet, a true deity is more than a simple human able to throw fireballs, as your late Lightborn were. A true god is a state of being, and its existence alone forms reality according to its will. There were so many before you, and so many have found the weapon. Yet still we exist, and the cleansing is imminent. What does this tell you?
Что ж тут выбрать-то,
How we talk is not a choice, but a consequence. But the fact that you are too limited to understand this doesn't surprise us.
Да, почему я?
We know what you want to hear now. That you are special, that you have always been. But this is not true. You have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the truth is, you make our task easier. You are weak.
Dark Souls прям.
Very well. Now shoot. Continue your vain search. And forgive us for the pain. Now!
А чё? Сволочь.
My lord,
Что-то
she's
пошло не
awake.
так.
Splendid. May I introduce you?
To your left, there's Samael, my bodyguard, master of Ostian's arena for decades. And to your right, there's Blade Master Almus Ordan, the most gifted sword fighter of Nerim's north and commander of my troops. Furthermore, there's an entire garrison of elite soldiers outside. So, can I trust you to not do anything stupid? I want to talk to you, face to face, as civilized people do. No, not really. By the way, we have captured your friend as well. He's in a tent up in the camp, and we will compare your stories, so you'd better stick to the truth. Samael, take off the blindfold. Well then, I am Taranor of Korek's blood, former ruler of Kabiet, and now representative of the free peoples of Nerim, which you undoubtedly already knew. Who are you? I see. And who sent you? And why? Actually, no, I won't. Contrary to what you might believe, and even though I cannot guarantee you will survive this night, I promise, just as I suspected. And how exactly? Of course. We have taken the liberty of stripping you of your belongings.
Fuck. Сейчас сделаем. Потому что так не пройдешь один квест. Где-то у них вот он.
And if they refuse,
не надо тут собрать. Так, это не берем, это берем, это берем.
Then it means war. The gods have befouled the world with their ignorance long enough.
You know, that would mean the deaths of thousands of innocents.
Innocent. Religions are ideologies, and an ideology is a decision. Subjects who don't rebel against their tyrants.
Ну и кто тут боевой маг? Забыл, что шмонать-то нечего у них. Бомжари. Бомжарики. Ну, конопля, что ли? Или херня какая-то. Ладно. Сохраняться надо почаще. Мало ли что не то нажмешь. Ой, еще ледяной кубик. Туда мы не пойдем. А значки игры красного цвета. По-моему, их тут нет. Ну и хер с ними. Да. Ну, давай.
The urchin child who just won't stop struggling.
Говорящий медведь.
Humor.
Юмор.
You humans are masters of hiding your nervousness.
Да.
You amuse us, you know.
Он еще один из этого волка.
How you refuse to give up. How you keep on fighting. Even when down, you know your struggle is futile. But still, you have come because nothing. So here's our. Ask us whatever is on your mind, and we swear to. That's up to you to decide. Come on.
They want to destroy them.
Yeah, evolution. That is what they call it. Just as the lizard became a dragon, and the bird became a man. There, no, and neither is the old Arunthian. Korak considers himself a savior, chosen to guide humanity. We have never... You are the only figure of significance in this game, prophetess.
Да, я же главный герой. Персонаж.
It's just what you think it is. A weapon that allows you to bring an end to all this. Fear, hate. Yet, a true deity is more than a simple human able to throw fireballs, as your late Lightborn were. A true God is a state of being, and its existence alone forms reality according to its will. There were so many before you, and so many have found the weapon. Yet still we exist, and the cleansing is imminent. What does this tell you? Lofty words. Hold on to the thought if it gives you strength. We know what you want to hear. Very well. Now shoot. Continue your vain search. And forgive us for the pain. Now!
Фига себе. А рядом никого не было.
My lord, she is awake.
Splendid. May I introduce you? To your left, there's Samael, my bodyguard, master of Ostium's arena for decades. And to your right, there's Blade Master Almus Ordan, the most gifted sword fighter of Nerim's north and commander of my troops. Furthermore, there's an entire garrison of elite soldiers outside. So, can I trust you to not do anything stupid? I want to talk to you, face to face, as civilized people do.
Я очень люблю цивилизованный народ, особенно когда они начинают разговор с того, что сбивает кого-то с ног, связывает его и завязывает ему глаза.
But you forgot to mention that this particular someone tried to sneak into my camp. I think we are square. By the way, we have captured your friend as well. He's in a tent up in the camp, and we will compare your stories, so you'd better stick to the truth. Samael, take off the blindfold. Well then, I am Taranor of Korek's blood, former ruler of Kabiet, and now representative of the free peoples of Nerim, which you undoubtedly already knew. Who are you? That is who we are, yes. The civil war is over, and Nerim is once again united. We don't follow a monarch anymore, and we do not pray to any idols, unlike people in this country. But we digress. Who are you? I see. And who sent you? And why? Actually, no, I won't. Contrary to... And even though I cannot guarantee you will survive this night, I promise... just as I suspected. And how exactly... Of course. We have taken the liberty of stripping you of your belongings. If you'll excuse me for a moment, please. A silver plate. I see. They were sent to spy on us.
Then let's kill them.
No, She was honest, and I am a man of my word. And actually, you have done us a favor. We can use the plates to present Aranthiel with our offer, without putting ourselves in danger.
What? How? What are these plates?
Old artifacts of the Pyreans. Their magic works like a sort of ear conch. Sounds are transferred from one plate to the other. And I strongly suspect that at this very moment, Tealor Aranthiel and Noratzel's traitorous heirs are gathered around the counterpart, waiting for someone to activate this plate. Aren't they? Samael, do you know how to use these plates? Excellent. Then activate it. I will talk to old Aranthiel. Let's hope that he will listen for once in his life. Otherwise, this will end in disaster.
Это блюдце. Это хрень какая-то. Ну, писец у вас познание.
Tealor Aranthiel. I know that you are there and that you can hear me, so why don't we just stop playing games? As you wish, Grand Master. You can keep quiet, but you should be aware of who's going to pay for your arrogance.
Haven't you had enough war by now? After 2 decades?
2 decades of war that were necessary because your god suppressed the people. Or would you deny even this?
Is that why you wanted to talk to me, Quarek? To throw around accusations?
No, that's not what I wanted. We are talking because I want to give you a chance. We know that you are fighting the High Ones, and that you're trying to reconstruct the beacon in order to stop them.
Which makes perfect sense, since the cleansing means the end of all life. Don't you agree?
No, I don't. And if you even remotely understood who the High Ones actually are, and what they represent, you wouldn't either. They are evolution, the ascendance of humanity to a higher level.
What?
Let's just face the facts for a moment. There's no evidence that the cleansing, whatever shape it will take, will be violent. Yes, the Pyreans are gone, but how do we know they've not just simply gone to another place? That they've transformed? The High Ones are not our enemies, Aranthiel. They are the next step of evolution, the envoys of our purpose, that we might become more than the simple-minded creatures we've been during the past millennia. This is what the cleansing actually is. Don't you understand? It's the moment when humanity is relieved of its vices, united, reaching a higher level of existence.
That's absurd.
To you, it might sound that way, but I have seen it with my own eyes. Ever since the gods departed, the High Ones have sent me dreams in which I can see the future, and it's glorious. It's not our destiny to stay human, Aranthiel. With their help, we will be gods, true gods, not the idols you have worshipped. It's the truth, whether you accept it or not.
Either. People are dying, Quarek. There's war all over Vim. The dead are rising from their graves, and people are killing each other for no apparent reason. Whatever you have dreamed, does this look like some kind of ascension to you?
I know about the Red Madness, But has it ever occurred to you that it follows a pattern as well? That it only befalls certain people?
Whom?
People whose thinking is in shackles. People whose minds are not free, and who are superstitious and ignorant. Such as the people in your country, to whom you have denied the truth about their gods.
What? Are you saying that the Red Madness only affects religious people? People who still believe in the Lightborn?
Yes. Religiosity is a pattern of thought that favors a rationality over reason. Someone who thinks in these patterns is simply not ready for the advancement, and the Red Madness is simply a way to sieve them out. A natural selection, if you will. That's also why you are not affected by it, Heranthiel, because you know that what you and your order fought so hard to keep up over the years were lies.
This is nonsense. There have been cases of Red Madness in the Order too, and we have seen what the cleansing will bring us in the dreams and in their chronicles, and it has nothing to do with some kind of ascension. Just listen to yourself, Korek. You talk like a mad prophet. Is that what you want to be?
You react just as I expected. Very well then. Will you at least hear our offer?
Speak.
The cleansing has to happen, and we, the free peoples of Nerim, will make sure that it does. We will not allow your backward thinking to keep humanity from advancing, as it has done for centuries. Therefore, if you don't want a war, you will stop rebuilding the beacon, and you will tell your people the truth about their gods, so that then they, too, can ascend when the time has come. You've said it yourself, Heranthiel. This world has had enough war. Spare it yet another one.
I would if I could. But if these are your demands, then no.
Then we will have to force you. This means bloodshed, Heranthiel, and innocents will die. And all because...
This conversation is over.
Bloody fool. Alma, prepare the attack. He asked for it.
Yes, my lord. What will happen to the prisoners?
The spies. Right. We're at war now, and this means you're my enemies. But as I said, I am a man of my word, and so I'll leave your fate to chance. Samael, put her to sleep, and then put her and her friend on a raft. If they survive, so be it. If not, fair enough.
Сейчас дебильные шмотки на этом хрень. Хрена себе. Мы опять тут, да? What the fuck, блин? Где-то тут было что-то. Бля, я перегружен. Это плохо. Грибы. Лошадки. Лошади. А, это конь, а это лошадь. По-любому. Ну и хер с вами. Где-то тут были... Так. Нет, нам туда. Автодвижение и похер. Птица опять какая-то. Где-то тут были 3 креста. Со скелетами. В начале игры. Ой. Сейчас не видно. Куда подевались? Ну, богу здесь. Точнее, создатели игры. Ну уже. Блин, ни инвентарь, ни карта, ничего не открывается. Карабаны, что? Ну что, мне рюкзак сперли. О, батя. Батя. Че, опять сырое мясо?
Well, well, look who's here. How are you doing, silly? Still on the search? Is that so? Honestly, I find that a little hard to believe. But I guess you know what you're doing, don't you? You always did. Come on, let's go inside. I prepared a little surprise. Or should I say a big one? I suppose that depends on how you look at it.
Зомби. О, блядь, что это с неба? Почему это она покраснела? Что-то неладно. И сразу стемнело еще. Сразу ночь. Фига себе, блин. Интересно, интересно. Я раньше этого не замечал. Шмотки висят. Ого, прищепки. Хера себе. О, еще 2 трупа. Что, скрипка стоит? Хорошо, живем.
Ta-da-da-da! Look who I dug out. It's mother and little sister. Aren't they beautiful?
Aren't we beautiful? Aren't we beautiful?
But I suppose what we dead people do doesn't concern you now, does it, my child? Because you are important now. Can you believe it? She's important. She is chosen.
Chosen, chosen.
But you know, I think you've forgotten something. Amidst all this ballyhoo of prophecies, cleansings, and beacons. That you are weak. You are pathetic. You are worthless. And you are weak. That's what you were back then. That's what you are now. And that's what you'll always be. Saving lives? You? Ridiculous. But then again, maybe we do you wrong. So why don't you just tell us? Why you? Why should you, of all people, be the solution to the problem? Why should you be able to prevent something that has happened to mankind for thousands of years? You! That's right. You don't know. Because you are a stupid, dirty brat. A murdering, stupid brat and nothing else.